Caitlin Clark sends three-word message to former Iowa teammate after record-breaking win. Caitlin Clark may have moved on to the Wnba, but her imprint on Iowa hasn't gone anywhere. While the Indiana Fever star is spending her offseason resting and recharging, her old squad just delivered a performance that felt straight out of the Clark era and then some. Iowa didn't just win. They exploded for a 119-43 victory over Evansville, setting a new program scoring record. Yes, they scored more than they ever did during Clark's time. And fittingly, the previous record also the best part? The moment that went viral wasn't even the scoreboard. Instead, it was a celebration. Sophomore forward Wnba knocked down a three and immediately broke out Clark's signature pose, both hands up, tongue out, the same swagger Clark made iconic in Iowa City. The shot and the celebration made it onto the official post-game graphic, and Clark herself jumped into the comments to show love to her former teammate. At Wnba awesome Selly brother, Clark wrote under the Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball post. Wnba herself commented on her celebration writing, just an all-time flick. It's now the iconic Caitlin Clark celebration, which she used to do almost always on every big shot. She has mixed things up in the Wnba, skipping the hands-up part of the celebration at times, and only sticking her tongue out. As many of you might know, that celebration has roots with Michael Jordan. Clark often adds her flair to it. However, she has admitted to just going with the flow and not focusing too much on her celebrations. Caitlin, you went from the Jordan shrug, and I looked at there's a couple photos and videos of you after hitting threes. You started sticking your tongue out. Like, have you gone from the Jordan shrug to like the Jordan tongue out after a big shot? One reporter asked Clark in May last year, to which the Phenom replied, honestly, sometimes I don't even know. You just get so excited once you hit a shot. I think the Jordan shrug is still the go-to, though. Clark draws a lot of inspiration from Jordan, with her college coach, Lisa Bluter, drawing a page out of Jordan's playbook. Even when it comes to her golf, Clark was spotted at Jordan's invite-only golf club less than a week before the Annika Pro-Am. While Clark continues her off-season activities, her former team in Iowa is currently succeeding in replicating her value so far. Jan Jensen focusing on recreating Caitlin Clark-era creativity. The Iowa Hawkeyes were at their highest with Caitlin Clark. They reached 2 national finals in a span of 4 years. Something like that was considered impossible for the Hawkeyes until Clark came along. She was the heart and soul of the team from that point guard position. Of course, there would be a lag when a player like Clark leaves the program. To add another blow, their longtime coach, Lisa Bluter, retired with her. With Jensen stepping up, the team is rebuilding from scratch. Jensen's first year went hot and cold, but they finished with a decent 23-11 record and reached the NCAA tournament. Her second year is expected to be much better with a squad that can compete nationally. After the record win, Jensen emphasized how their assists impressed her rather than just the points. As you know, you just set a record. You saw that warm-up. You've seen the teams that have played here, and you guys are now in that record book for most points ever. That's pretty impressive. But the coolest thing about that, 31 assists. It was 31 on 42 buckets that we did that. That is my very favorite statistic, Jensen told the team. Iowa was the best assisting team in the nation during Caitlin Clark's final season at 20.8 assists per game. However, that dropped to 18.1 last year. Through the 2 games so far, they have 53 assists, with 6 people getting more than 2 each game. Chazadi Wright leads the team at 8.5 per game. Yes, it's just 2 games, but an encouraging sign for a new side. These numbers, while against weaker teams, show that they are working as a team rather than as individuals. Jensen and co. will look to continue on this path throughout the season.